My profane friends, you're not supposed to see this book. You know what I mean? Let alone one. But for you guys, I'm going to show you two. Part 1 and Part 2 of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. But before I do that, I'm going to show you this secret book, yeah? Another Masonic secret book. And I've marked it. Oh, now get ready, my profane friends. Oh, remember, I'm not a professional cameraman. Now, look, I don't know what they're doing to this dude here, these Freemasons, look. Or what they got on his head. And I can't show you the other pieces, because if I do, someone likely gets banned. But there's the dude on a hospital bed. There's a Masonic cake, look. You know what I mean? I mean, look at him. I mean, who is he? Who is he? What is he doing? You know what I mean? Look. But anyway, there they are, the Freemasons. You know what I mean? But this is what I want you to remember. Okay, because remember, you ain't going to see this book. You're not supposed to be seeing this book. This is the District Deputy Grand Master's Handbook. Yeah. Please note, the following pages are not a part of the laws of the Grand Lodge of Texas and should not be continued as such. The District Deputy Grand Master's Handbook, yeah? Now, these are orders he gives to, like, his Deputy Grand Master, and they run around, and then they give, you know, they do all these lectures and all that and tell people what to do and what the Grand Master's wishes are, yeah? Look, requests from the, look, requesting decisions from the Grand Master, and it tells you how he does all the different pieces, yeah? And you've got your little tabs here, yeah, on the side, upside down, sorry, remember, I'm not a professional, you know what I mean? Look, day-to-day responsibilities, look, yeah, is administrative details, yeah, see what I mean? This is what they do, additional duties, but this is all what he has to do, and he's paid for this, do you know what I mean? Official visits, look. You know what I mean? Whatever the bloody hell all that is anyway, who cares? The important thing about this book is, yeah, is this order, right? And you wonder why you're getting certain people entering the schools while your kids are being dumbed down, yeah? And why these people keep, you know, they control everything, and you've got to take this control away from them, because they won't do it. They're happy, they're rich, they've got the money, they're living good lives, do you know what I mean? They've got all the businesses, you know what I mean? Look at your own families and see how it is. You've got to unite, you've got to be on a united front, and you've got to watch these people, yeah? Because trust me, they can't stop doing what they're doing, yeah? In every town and city, they're doing what they're doing for the elites above. You can't get to the elites above, but you can get to them, and the people doing the crimes, yeah, for the elite people above. Do you know what I mean? And all you've got to do is watch. And if anyone who's out there, by the way, you want to become a watcher within the Great Yarmouth or Galston area, you know how to contact me, and we'll get you watching. Obviously, you will be tested and tried, and you know, because you just don't get into the Profane Lodge by not doing and bringing some evidence to the table. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you're going to do. You're going to bring evidence to the table. But we need more watchers anyway. And we'll know if you're Freemason as well, by the way, so don't even go there. We want profane people only coming to the Profane Lodge, and we want watchers. But anyway, that's another story. Look at this, right? Look, look at this word up, proclamation, yeah? I've done this before. The 33rd, funny enough, the 33s again, right? Observance of Public Schools Week, okay? To the masters, wardens, officers, and members of the Constitutional Lodge of Texas, yeah? Now, just because this say Texas, that don't mean Texas. This is being done in all lodges right across the board, yeah? Right across, okay? Now, the March the 7th, I ain't going to go all the thing. This is the important thing here, look. Here it is. The operation, because remember, they're an army, yeah, and they coordinate everything they do within your communities, yeah, as one, yeah. They steer you to war. They steer you to doing whatever the government wants within your community, yeah. These people, yeah. If there's an order come down from Parliament, these people are going to enforce it, and they're going to be in within the communities, but they just don't wear their aprons. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't come from your government. It actually comes from the UGL, the Grand Lodge of England. And I think they've got renaming it to something like the mightiest, or the I can't remember the word, what someone said, you know what I mean? But it's a different word. It's something like the illustrious temple or something like that, you know, or that it's a word that, you know, like the empire or something, you know what I mean? It encompasses everything. But this is it, right? Here it is. Look, the operation and control of our whatever school that may be, Texas public schools, yeah, the public schools, has been delegated to local school boards, right? Okay, so they delegated it to the local school boards, but right, but they don't want that. They don't want the local profane people looking after the schools. Do you know what I mean? They want to be on the board because then they control the narrative and what goes on within your school. Whether you know, one of them women sort of thing get in. You know what I mean? That includes your libraries and everywhere else, because the government, your town council, are all run by Freemasons. You see, and they control what goes through your town hall, library, or anything else. Okay, so anyway, but this is the important thing: the operation and control of our Texas public schools has been delegated to a local school boards and officials by the citizens of a given community, the profane, that is. Okay, now this is where they get a bit ditchy with it, like, yeah, if we are to maintain the control and operations of our schools, then we must be informed concerning their needs and local problems. If we fail as citizens to support our schools locally, then someone else will do it, which means the profane, of course. Therefore, my fraternal request is that you take active part in this 33rd annual observance of Public Schools Week in your community, and in so doing, visit the schools. Yeah, and that's what it is. It keeps the control of the schools. Let me just move my phone so you can read that at your leisure, and you can share this at your leisure. But this is why they control your schools, because if you control the children, you control the next decade, don't you? You see what I mean? Dumb them down, keep them dumb and down. 40, 50 years from now, you imagine what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? Imagine that. Your grandchildren and everything else is going to be run by these people. You know what I mean? And there it is, okay? The operation and control of the schools. Therefore, proclaim, and I direct, look, I'll just give you that as well, look, that all lodges observe Public School Week, March 7th through March to 11, 1983. This was in 1983. Yeah, they've been doing this. So imagine that. They've been doing that long before this, obviously, but this is just part of it. Do you know what I mean? It's an operation. So they've been carrying this operation out to control all your schools, yeah? We know of, say, from 1983. There is no meeting being held during the week in a lodge room except stated meetings and the following exceptions: calls of meetings of funerals and the meetings for programs observing a public school week. You know what I mean? And that goes on and on and on. But these are look, here it is, look, lodge rooms, look, including York, right? See, when you see a lodge, it isn't just about the lodge. There's the chapters within, look, you see, including the York Rite bodies, Scottish Rite bodies, Demole, Rainbow Girls, Eastern Star, and any others. You see what I mean? That's within your lodges. Do you know what I mean? It ain't just a lodge and there's one gathering. No, there's chapters within them lodges. You know what I mean? Multiple chapters with multiple men and women in. You know what I mean, my profane friends? But there it is, and there he is signing off on it. Look, there's his seal of authority. Yeah. Remember, you're dealing with a government within a government, yeah, and the Freemasons are the government, a nation of people that are parasitic, living off the profane people, yeah, and so long as they keep us enslaved cleverly by I don't know what you call the word, but you know what I mean anyway, you know, nepotism and all that bollocks, this is what they're going to do, you know what I mean? That this would be rendered at January and February 1983 stated meeting of all constituted lodges of Texas. You see, all constituted lodges of Texas. See this? They all get this directive, yeah? And there's your man, J.D. Buddy Buckus, Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Texas. You know what I mean? There's his seal of, that's his seal of authority. It's still Rome, you know what I mean? You know, proclamation, and that's all it is. And I can go on, you know, I can go all into this book if you want, you know what I mean? And that just, you know, like I said, there's all these different little bits, but the important bit was that there, do you know what I mean? The schools, the proclamation, the operation and control of our schools. You will obey us. But anyway, that's another story. Right, let me throw that in there. Like that, I'll mark the page for that. And like I said, that's the District Deputy Grand Master's Handbook. And this is why your schools are messed up, because you allow these people to keep controlling. Look at all the coffee I have on these stains, do you know what I mean? Oh, baby. Anyway, that's another story. Now this is the Scottish Rite illustrated, the complete ritual of the ancient accepted Rite, accepted and Scottish Rite, profusely illustrated, okay, by the Sovereign Grand Commander. Commander, I mean, that ain't an army, is it? A commander? Would an army have a commander? Of course he do. But this is what it's all about. So now I've bookmarked some of these pages. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole book. This will be scanned up, of course, for you profane people. But I'll just show you some of it, the content of what is available. And I'm going to show you some of their symbolism they use around you and about you without you even knowing it's being done. Like the shh, the shush, the Masonic shush, and all the rest of it. They're all done. You've got to know all of this, you know what I mean? The Solomon's bested in the east. Well, it's beasted, man, when they get the goat. But this is what it's all about, look, and you've got to remember all this, remember this. Look at this, look. See the key, when I show you the key, look, the key is a symbol of secrecy, you see. Token, secret master degree, the sign of silence, look, secret master's degree. McKay confirms the name of the password. The sacred word of the degree also confirmed. Do you know what I mean? Masonic symbolism of the circle, the Ark of the Covenant and its contents. See that, look? Hopefully you're getting this and that's doing it right. Let me just give this camera a right there, just to make sure it's okay. Right there. I'm still here. That's better. Just in case the camera was like messed up. If it was to begin with, then I'm sorry, but you'll be able to see this scanned up in my forum anyway. This is going to be scanned up and put in my forum, so don't worry. And here it is, look, this is what's important, yeah, because they can distinguish themselves away from you, whether you're profane or not. Do you know what I mean? Signs of recognition, the perfect masters of grinds, the signs of admiration, the signs and the first tokens, do you know what I mean? All of that and the third tokens. You'll see, I'll show you in a minute, I'll show you exactly what they are. But keep it shh, because Freemasons don't like you talking about and knowing their secrets. Oh, no way. People go, ain't you scared? Of course I'm scared. But you got to remember, Freemasons are a good group of people. They only do charity. They ain't going to hurt me. They wouldn't dare hurt me, would they? You know what I mean? Why would they hurt me? They're peaceful, loving people, you know? They do charity and everything. They ain't going to hurt me. They love me. You know what I mean? Love my brother and all that, you know? That's what happened when they tapped me on the back. It's all like, it's only to do with brothers. No, it's to do with yourself, your brothers and whatever else, you know what I mean? These are well charitable people. They're lovely, do you know what I mean? Oh, they've already talked about me killing me enough. I mean, I wonder, I'd love to know how many meetings they've had over me, do you know what I mean? I can imagine it. You know what I mean? From that very first court case where they made me a perjured individual. Do you know what I mean? Give me my little token, a little black spot on a bit of paper. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I remember it all, mate. I got a story I could tell you, but not yet. Look, a bloody arm holding by the hair a bloody head. Do you see, look? A bloody arm holding by the hair a bloody head, yeah? And don't forget, they get these body parts, right, just in case you didn't know, because they're all the undertakers. Search them in your hat town or your city, yeah? They're all your undertakers, yeah? And when they want body parts, they use profane body parts, yeah? Because we're going into a pauper's grave anyway. No one can afford to go around, ask anyone if they can afford to be buried. They can't. The only people who get buried properly are the Freemasons, and that's why they got big headstones all the time. You know what I mean? Try finding a profane person in your graveyard. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna happen, mate. There's the Master Elect of 15, look. You see? And there's the, look, the 3 assassins. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't know how they find their assassins, look at my my sheep, where they got a sheep on the altar. See, look, the answer to the sign. See, there's always a token, and like you know, when they give well, there's tokens, there's steps, and there's grips. Do you know what I mean? And there's passwords. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't know them, you ain't getting anything. And this is what I'm saying. You ain't going to get any of the. You know, this is a lot to take in. You'll see in a minute. You'll see the signs. I'm going to show you. You know what I mean? But look at the knight selected. Look, you see what I mean? All these tokens and that, and you got to remember these. I mean, you can rough shod through them if you've got the money, of course. You know what I mean? Yeah, what's the significance of that word? Emeth. Emeths. Anyway, the scales, key, and the heart. See, you've got to know all of this. Do you know what I mean? All of it. And obviously when they open the lodge, you've got to know how to bloody close it and all. And you've got to know where to put the candlesticks and the bloody, the incense and, you know, the skulls and everything they use. Do you know what I mean? But unless you're unified to stop these people, you ain't getting anywhere. You're not even an army. We're not even an army yet. Do you know what I mean? We've got people that are awake. I mean, look at this. This is just, you know, I mean, the content of it, yeah, is absolutely astronomical. I'll keep going through. Because if I don't, people will just moan at me, going, oh, I want to see that bit. So hopefully you can read this, you know what I mean? But like I said, that'll be scanned up properly, and that will be put in the forum. Do you know what I mean? Even if I'm dead, don't worry. There's people to take over from where I leave off. Do you know what I mean? And that's just a bit different. That'll be a lot different, where faces will be shown. I've done my own videos, obviously, and if you know what my videos are like, they're very, you know, expose, should I say, and the people within Great Yarmouth and Galston. You know what I mean? And I chat for fucking England on them, I'll tell you that for nothing. Hopefully you're reading this. Obviously you can pause it. Don't worry, I'm going to turn, when I do get to the symbolism of it all, and the stances and all that malarkey. Now I've only picked out a few special ones, you know what I mean? Just for you, my profane friends, because I love you. Let me give you an idea like now. Look, see that? See, look, the symbols and that. Look, see the stances, look, and the grips, look. See, that's a pyramid grip. But I'll show you, yeah, you'll see, you know what I mean? You know, and a few of the obligations of the perfect master. That's all coming. Don't you worry, my profane friends. I'll teach you a thing or two about a thing of free, about a thing of free, about a thing of free, a thing of six, about a Freemason or two. You know what I mean? But you'll see the power of the Masonic order. And you think this is all like just gonna go away? Do you think you're just gonna eradicate this? Where they've told you before, oh, it's all been gone and all this bollocks? That's just pure lies. They've never gone anywhere. They've been in our lives since day one, these people. You know what I mean? Whoever that is, look. Never chuckadugadu and his conquest of Judea. You know what I mean? Notice the swords, they're important, mate, you know what I mean? Because when they come out of their lodges, they ain't going to have swords no more, even though they're just as deadly, because we're unarmed anyway, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? We're unarmed, but they're learning all this sword work within the lodge. Do you know what I mean? Just as any army, these people drill and train just like any other army. The difference is they're an army within our army, and I'm talking about the Navy, the Air Force, and I don't care what country you're in. They're infiltrated everything, and they're all at the top echelons, so they can, you know, first of all, that'd be us fighting each other, and then we just might be sensible enough to figure out that these friggers are getting us running around in circles fighting ourselves, because that's what they do. And then they'll start something else with something else, whether it's over anything, I don't care what it is, it'll be either race or something, whatever. They'll start a war where we'll fight, you know, this, that and the other, when they'll be the ones playing both sides of the coin as per usual, and we're the ones that are doing all the fighting. And then you'll see you know, all these men load up onto ships, and you'll think, oh yeah, that's it, but that'll be a load of Freemasons get on the ship and then more than likely go to a desert island, you know, and have a nice time in that, while we go to war and start fighting on the front lines. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the tricks they play, and they can get away with it and all because they own all the echelons. How do you know where you see a load of people get on a boat to go to war, right? How many people do you actually see go into the war? Do you know what I mean? Who you with? No, you just go with your unit, don't you? And a few others, what are more than likely profane anyway. And the only people who are fighting are the people who have got families at home, wives and girlfriends and kids. Do you know what I mean? Which is a fact. Why the elite Freemasons are all sitting at home or in map rooms pretending they're doing the secret war. But anyway, here we go. Here's chapter whatever. This is the 4th or secret master's degree, the initiation, yeah? And this is how the candidate is prepared, look, okay? All right. And here's the knocks, yeah? I just wanted to show you the knocks, okay? See? And the knocks. 7 times, look. 3, 3, 1. Okay. Thrice powerful, I hear the master's knock at the door of our sanctuary. Brother Adamorium attended to his call, and see who makes it. Opens the door, who knocks, and obviously what they then do, yeah. See, to Solomon, because they think that, you know, they put these characters, you know, they're all in characters. They think they're King Solomon or they're queens. They have, you know, they do the storylines of Goliath, you know what I mean, and Samson, do you know what I mean? All of that, do you know what I mean? They do these rituals with these people. Right there. You know me, I'm just pulling my old tissue out there, right, and then we'll go on, and then they do the prayer, right? Well, then we'll get into that. And here's the knocks again. Solomon, 7 raps, look, 3, 3. And then they all rise, yeah? Now, here we go again, look. And this is the token, right? And the sign of silence, look, you see? Now, this is it, look. See that where they put the toe to toe together, look? That's the token. See, here it is. I'll read it to you, yeah? Here we go, look. Gives the following, yeah? And he's giving this to the apprentice, obviously. First, give the master's grip, and then slip the hand of each other's elbows, right, and balance 7 times, yeah? See, and if you don't do that 7 times, yeah, you ain't getting in, mate. This is how they do it. And at the same time, bring the knee in contact, yeah? So you've got to balance each other 7 times, bring the knees together, and the password is Ziza, yeah? Resplendent, yeah, and the sacred word is Adonai, yeah. Now when you do that, yeah, that's the sign of silence. Look, sign in that of silence which is made, by placing the first two fingers of the right hand to the lips, which is answered by the first two fingers of the left. Do you get that? See, so you put your first two fingers of your right hand to your lips, yeah, and then it will be answered. Try it, you'll see it, you'll get a reply from it and all, don't be surprised. And then you get the first two fingers of the left hand, and that's the reply, yeah, and that's the sign of silence. Like I said, when you put, there's other signs, yeah, of silence, of when you like put two fingers to your eye, yeah, do you know what I mean, and things like that, which is wisdom, right? When you put two fingers into your right eye, that's the sign of wisdom. I changed that and put the two fingers in my eye, and then put my little finger into my mouth, which was a sign of silence. You know what I mean? I made that one up myself. How the Freemasons took that one, I don't know, but there you go. Go, my brother, past the brethren of lighten to our grand orator. And then, you know, again, it goes on, and you've got these little points down here, yeah? But don't panic, you know, and I'm just showing you. I mean, these books are so vast, and I could go, you know, I've told you, it's so vast, you know what I mean? There's a little, like, thingy there, but that's not what I want to do. I want to show you the signs, yeah, and you will see the signs, yeah? Right, and they use these on you daily, yeah? Right, I'll give you the obligation, right? I, whoever your name is, do promise and swear in the presence of the Grand Architect of the universe and the respectable Dundum Lodge, whoever that is, look. See, again, you see the sign, look. Never to communicate the secrets of this degree to any below the same, yeah, unless properly authorized by my superiors, yeah, superior officers, that I will defend my rights and respect the rights of others, that I will strive to regenerate and improve any physical organization so it may become the fit instrument of a pure soul and elevated mind, and be adorned by all the vigor, grace, health, and beauty it can possibly attain. Sorry, I'm reading a bit funny here, because believe me, the writing is like boof. I've got my glasses on, it's like horrendous, you know what I mean? But I'm getting there. I further promise to respect the dead. Well, Jimmy Savile didn't, did he? But shh, keep it, don't mention that, brother. Anyway, and finally on earth and in my body, to build a suitable monument unto the truth and Jehovah. So may God keep me in righteousness and equity. Amen. Right? 'Tis well, my brother. He then takes the end of the cord and draws it from his neck. Obviously, he's, you know, that was his cable toe. I divest you of the last ligature which betokens servitude, and greet you with the sign of recognition of the perfect master, on condition you will faithfully observe everything prescribed you our laws. Yeah, so this is, you know, the cable toe. Like I said, they use this all the time. The cable toe, different lengths, right? They do use different lengths and that, and obviously the cable toe also tells them how far they can seek help from another brother. Do you know what I mean? Like an entered apprentice more than likely would have to run 10 miles, yeah, where a master mason would only run, say, 3 miles. Do you see what I mean? But that's another story. Anyway, here's the sign of recognition. If you want to get, you know, if you want to, as a perfect master, right? Advance each of the toes of the right foot until they meet. Okay, bring the right knees together, place one hand on the other's heart, yeah, then bring the hand towards the right side and form a square. All right, see, it's all to do with squares and all that bollocks, yeah. Now the sign of admiration, yeah, raise the hands and eyes to heaven. That's your eyes and your hands. Then let the arms fall across the abdomen and look downwards. Yeah, try it. You know what I mean? They'll come and see. They'll test you though to see if you've got. And here's the token. Yeah, right. The first token, what you give. Yeah, place one of the left hand on the other right shoulder. Yeah, so your left hand goes on his right shoulder. Siege each other's right hand, the thumb separate. Okay. right? The second token, yeah. Interlace the 4 fingers, right, like this, look. Interlace them. With the right hand pressing against the thumbs upright, each other forming a triangle. And there it is, look. You see, that's the second token, yeah? Like I said, you know, there might be 1 token, 2 token, there might be multiple tokens. There might be a tap and, you know, where you have to do the 3 taps twice and then do it, you know what I mean? They do all of this. And if you don't know it, you bloody ain't getting anywhere. Right. The third token is clinch each other, as in master's grip, right? Carry left hand between each other's shoulders, yeah, and press 4 times hard with the fingers in the back to give the master's word, Mahabone. Now, I've told you this before, yeah. What they do when they do like they go for a cuddle or whatever, you know, and a kiss, what they do on each other's back is this. They'll get their finger and they'll draw an L on their back, which is for the level, you see. They'll draw an L like that, but they'll feel it on their back, yeah, the drawing, you know what I mean? Or they'll do a circle, right? And then all that circle, the next, you know, if it's the third test, they'll draw a circle and then put a point within, you know, press a point within that circle like that, you know what I mean? But they'll feel that on their back, do you see what I mean? But they'll do that where the crowd will be behind you, but you won't see it because obviously the guy has got his back towards you. Do you know what I mean? So you won't see him do that, yeah? And they do signs that. They ain't just that, it's, you know, it can be an elbow grip, yeah? Like something on the elbow or, you know, all of this is what they do in public, but you won't see it because you don't know it. Some of it you'll see and spot it easy, yeah? But some of it you won't even speak. Like I said, you know, you see 2 guys just like hugging, that circle on the back or that L they put on the back or a square, depending on what it is, you know what I mean, denotes a rank, yeah? And that tells them whether he's a higher rank Freemason than that Freemason and whether he's going to follow orders from that Freemason. Do you see what I mean? Yeah? Anyway, there's your Mahabone, baby. I'll bet you that one's over Johnny. I'll put January on that. Battery, 4 equitimed strokeslet, 4 equitimed strokeslet, right? The march, because obviously they're a bloody march, you know, they're an army. Make a square by walking 4 steps and bring the feet together at each step. See, this is what they do, mate. I'm telling you. The password is Arcacia. Sacred word is Jehovah. Yeah, the jewel is a graduate, which is, the jewel is actually his rank, you know, and what it is. They call it the jewel, but it's just a rank, you know, like a sergeant's stripe or whatever, you know, or a thingy, yeah. The jewel is a graduated compass set in a 60-degree, and with it I now invest you, yeah, which obviously is giving him his rank. Adorian to the lodge, brethren, be seated, and then it goes on, boom, 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 and they get the candidate. Do you know what I mean? But these are the different, you know, the different signs in the tokens. Did I do the first sign? Yeah, I did, didn't I? First, second, and third. Yeah, that's it. But remember, it's always in 3s. Do you know what I mean, my profane friends? Now, I ain't going to go, like I said, I can give you the lectures as well, look, which is, you know, and, you know, there's pictures to the lectures. But again, like I said, I'm scanning the book out. I'm just showing you some of the recognition signs they do, yeah? And they do this in public, do you know what I mean? Right in front of you. But if you're not seeing it and you're not looking for it, you ain't getting it, mate. Do you know what I mean? And they know that. Like I said, you can put 1,000 profane people in a pitch black room, yeah? No light, no nothing, right? Put 10 Freemasons in there, and them 10 Freemasons, right, scattered about the 1,000, will be able to isolate themselves and what do you call it, group up between themselves and then work that 1,000 people, do you know what I mean, to the way they want it, them 10 Freemasons, because only them would know in the dark how to recognise each other. Do you know what I mean? And this is what they do, you see, and they do it all the time. Again, here we go, look, here's the sign, yeah? The sign is raise the right hand, then draw it from the left shoulder to the right hip, thus indicating the fall of a scarf, right? Now you'll see, I think you'll see this in, I think it was the Sherlock Holmes movie, yeah? But anyway, that's another story, right? Yeah, look it up. Then cross the arms horizontally, raise them to the height of the breast, and then let them fall towards the hilt of the sword. Again, a sword because it's an army, while raising the eyes to the heaven. Yeah, and you've got to do that in perfect time. Remember, they're drilling and learning this all the time. That's the sign. Yeah, the recognition back to that. Yeah, which is the token. Yeah, again, join the right hands. Wait there. The first one turns to the other hand and says bereth. The other, reversing the hand, again says nida. Then the first one, resuming the first position, say shelamoth. These three words might be interpreted promise of a complete alliance. Remember that. See? Promise of a complete alliance. Their alliance, nothing to do with the profane. Do you know what I mean? Again, look, I'll go through the passwords. Yeah, I will now invest in you to sign the grips and the words of this degree. Yeah, and look again, look, that this sword with which I gird you will serve to protect you against any villain who would dare attempt to surprise you in the confession of our mysteries. Yeah. So you imagine that you're going to try and they're going to defend themselves, yeah, with swords or guns, so you don't get any information. Do you know what I mean? Look, and I will go give you, look, the jewel is a triple triangle, and are the ear, look, gravel, and the listening ear, and a watchful eye, and a discreet tongue, which requires all Masons throughout the world to recognise your title to this new dignity. Right, I better read this bit to you, sorry. See, this is the thing, right? Remember, this is an army, and this is throughout, this is the obligation, yeah? So I'll just go through the obligation, again, because I think people are interested in it. But you can read all this to your own leisure, yeah? I'm just skipping through it. Like I said, I don't know everything, yeah? Freemasonry is vast, yeah? I started to, you know, and then I thought, oh, bollocks, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to know it anyway. It's, you know, it's what does it serve me? Nothing. But to recognise them and their stances, yeah, I can see it, I can pull it off, and I know where they are. Do you know what I mean? They can't get away from it. But anyway, and I've got to read this again through my phone, so I ain't going to go, I'll just read it out. I do promise and swear in the presence of the great architect of the universe and the respectable, and I don't know what that bloody there, lodge, right? I think that's a squared lodge, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Squared off lodge. That I do solemnly bind myself by this oath never to reveal any person directly or indirectly what is at present to be communicated to me, especially to brothers of lower degrees. See, they won't tell anyone anything to anyone in the lower degrees. Do you know what I mean? So if they start talking about murder and drugs in the higher degrees, they ain't going to do it with a master mason. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not high enough. They're just rings of protection for these people. Whether you're corruptible or not and going through the left or the right door, yeah, is all done in the Hazen rituals and the way they can, you know, they control you. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's another story. Anyway, that I will attend all the summons, because they've got to, obviously they have to follow rules of this squared off lodge. It's got to be something that's a sign, and I'm not getting it. That's coming through quite a lot, but I thought it's a squared off lodge, but I don't think it is. Something anyway, and confine myself to the laws and regulations of it. Yeah. Now that I will seek to know the miseries. That can't be miseries, is it? Miseries? Oh, mate, if there's miseries, right. Know the miseries and wrongs of the people and strive to find the remedy. Now, I don't know what that means for us as profane people, that I will seek to know the miseries and wrongs of the people and strive to find the remedy. Anyway, that's another story, I suppose. That I will endeavour to disseminate education. What does that word mean? Disseminate education and form the triple alliance of thought. See, the triple, the threes, alliance of thought, affection and sensation for the good of myself and all men. And the men he's talking about are Freemasons, by the way, because they don't look on us men or us women who are profane as men or women at all. Trust me, I know. And should I betray this duty, may my body be delivered unto, oh God, what's that? Anatone mist, anoint mist. You'll have to do that one yourselves, my profane friends. As anatomist. Oh, unto anatomist, anatomist, for dissection. Oh yeah, I know. What's it like? I can't pronounce it though. I know it says like an animatist. Yeah, the geezer who dissection, and its remnants remain unburied. Amen. Which means that'll be residing in the bloody lodge and used as rituals, I presume. Anyway, Solomon, my brother, having contracted your obligation, and as the sense of consciousness is the intimate secretary between reason and affection, you are charged with ascertaining the wants of the people and with the execution of measure for their education, establishment of industry, in order that from poverty, ignorance, and wrong they may obtain justice, science, and wealth. Arise, my brother, I receive you intimate secretary on condition that you will faithfully fulfill your duty and be as much attached to this order as the person was whom you have the honour of succeeding in this office. The colour of this ribbon with which I now decorate you, see, the colours are important, must ever bring to your recollection the wounds which that great man received from the traitors who did so inhumanly massacre him. Traitors who did so inhumanely massacred him, and likewise of his blood which he preferred spilling every drop of them to reveal the secrets I am going to give you, which is obviously the Hiram Abiff or whatever. The jewel which is attached to the ribbon is a triple triangle. On it are engraved a listening ear, a watchful eye, and a discreet tongue, which requires all Masons throughout the world to recognise your title to this new dignity. We expect, my respectable brother, that your fidelity will prove against all temptations and dangers, and that this sword with which I gird you will serve to protect you against any villain who would dare to attempt to surprise you into a confession of our mysteries. I will now invest in you the grips and the signs and the words of this degree. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. See, this they don't joke about. This is serious. This is the password. Look, Jubat, the name of the candidate. Answer, Zerbel, the name of the captain of the guards. See. Sacred word is Jehovah. Now notice there's 3 little dots beside each one, look, yeah, and you'll see that as part of their type of name type thing, yeah. And I can't remember what it is now, I forget, but that's important. That is right. These 3 little dots, look, in a pyramid size shape, look, see. But anyway, let's go. 27 strokes by 3 times 9. See, with their bloody 7s and 3s and 9s, look, yeah. So yeah, and then whatever this is, 3 times, yeah. So you got to do that 3 times, which is 9, yeah. So you got to do 9 and then 1. So, but you do it 3 times, yeah. Brethren, resume your seats and listen attentively to the discourse of our master of eloquence upon the necessity of the pursuits of knowledge and the alliance of the soul, of the knowledge and the alliance of the soul. See what I mean? They were talking about the soul, the affection and the scene to create the Masonic virtue of curiosity. Right, and then he'll ramble on a load of rubbish in the lodge. You know what I mean? They go on about King Hiram and King Tyre and all that bollocks. That's all the kings, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. These were fighting back in them days, you know what I mean? Now we'll come to another piece here, right? I'll just go 1 page back. Wait a minute. That's the obligation again. See? The princes of Jerusalem. Provosts and judges. Look, it's all Egypt. Anyway, my brother, these two words, civi and kai, are our passwords. The one means ask or knock, and it will be opened. The other means arise or seek, and it will be found. Remember that, okay, my profane friends? Civi and key. Try it, you know. Anyway, the lessons taught is simply this, that justice is only possible through truth. They don't know what truth is. To be just, we must know the truth. We should therefore learn to handle the key of truth and by investigation obtain evidence. Tito, brother expert, you will now conduct our newly made brother to the east. Does so. I now greet you with the grip and the sign of the provost and judge, right? The grip is this, okay? Again, you've got to look out for these. You'll see them all day long. Lock the two little fingers of the right hand with the forefinger, one of the other, yeah? And gives 7 light blows with the thumb of the right hand on the palm of the same, yeah? So you've got to like whack him on his palm with your thumb, yeah? And this is that's the grip, okay? Then the sign, okay? Place the 2 fingers, again, here we go, of the right hand on the nose, yeah? Place the 2 fingers of the right hand on the nose, okay? That's the sign of a provost judge, okay? And this is the answer to that. When someone does that, you do this. Place the first 2 fingers of the right hand on the top of the nose and the thumb of the same under the chin, forming the square. You see what I mean? And this is what they do. And here it is, look, the password. Sacred word, Jackanai, which is the plural of the word Jachin, same as Jachin and Boaz, isn't it? Grand words is Israq Jah, Jehovah, Hiram, Stoichum, Jeromelaras, Jerometeras, assholes. Anyway, and architect. You know what I mean? They're the grand signs or the grand words, yeah? Try some of these. You'll be surprised. You will be answered. You will be tested and you will be tried. You know what I mean? Yeah. More here, look. Grand Master Architect, look. Now, I'll give you this one. I didn't even mark this one, but we'll do it, yeah? Let's do it together because we're the best profane Cowans you'll ever meet. Sign, Grand Master Architect. Slide the right hand into the palm of the left as if holding a pencil in one hand, and in the other hand, and in the other, a tracing board. Making the motion of tracing a plan on the palm of the left hand. Every now and then direct the eyes towards the Grand Master as if drawing by dictation, yeah? The token, Grand Master Architect, join right hand to the other's left, interlacing the fingers, place the left hand on the hip, like a puff or a bit of a teapot, you know what I mean? The brother will do the same with the right hand. So there are a couple of puffy teapots. Wonderful. So you see a couple of puffy teapots, you know what you got on your hand. You know what I mean? You've got a Grand Master Architect. You know what I mean? The password is Rabadinium and the sacred word is Adonai. Okay? And that gives you the Hebrew thing, but I don't know much about that. You know what I mean? See, I further promise to adore my God, yeah? So who is his God? It doesn't matter who the God is, do you know what I mean? But he will adore that God. which obviously is then talking about the Grand Architect. You know what I mean? Yeah. In red letters and hung up in chapter as a mark of my infamy. Oh yeah, that's the body. Yeah. To have my body severed into my memory, lost and looked upon as infamous and forsworn, I further promise and consent that my name may be written in red letters and hung up in a chapter as a mark of my infamy. So God be his holy evangelist keep me. Amen. Most powerful, arise, brother. See that? Most powerful, arise, brother Joab. You will now take 3 square steps to the senior warden, who will, this is where they do them steps, invest in you with the sign, token and word of a Grand Master Architect. You see what I mean? And this is the thing, you see, this obligation, but this is it, look, most powerful. Do you see what I mean? Can you imagine that their egos, by the time they reach this place, they're the most powerful above all profane people. Do you see what I mean? Their ego knows no bounds. Now we've only just got what? Look at this. Look, yeah. What's this? Look. But anyway, I won't get into this stuff here like this. But I'll do a little bit more for something because it's always interesting, isn't it? You know what I mean? Look, here it is. Look, the parable ruler, the trading dividers, right? The tracing dividers, sorry, and the scale of parts. Of parts, yeah. Right, 3 strokes by 1 and 2. See, 1 and 2. March. Make 3 steps so as to form a square. The first step slow, and then you got to do 2 others somewhat quicker, yeah. So when you see someone in the pub, yeah, do a slow step and then do 2 quick ones, you'll know he's a Freemason. And trust me, you'll see it. Just look out for it. I've seen it myself. They've done it, you know what I mean, around me. They do all this bollocks, yeah. You know what I mean? Open on the day, yeah, and then they go on about them, you know, and they go on about all the other stuff. But you'll see this, I promise you. You know what I mean? Just look out for it, and you'll see these people just do silly little moves in your life. Do you know what I mean? And they're around you. You know what I mean? Right. Anyway, I'll go into the initiation and all that bollocks. But I've got to run out of time. I can only go for an hour. I've got 10 minutes to give you these signs. Look. So I can go all day with these signs. Look. Signs of an obligation. Look. Place the right hand on the left side of the abdomen and draw it quickly and horizontally across the body to the right side. Yeah, you know, everyone knows that one. You know what I mean? First token, join the right hand, reverse them thrice. The first brother says Berith, the second says Nida, the first then says Shemeloth. You know what I mean? The words Shemeloth and Jabulon. Jabulom. Yeah, we all know these words. We've heard these words before. We're not so profane now to not know what these words are. And I want to get to the end of this. This is part 1. Part 2's got even more stuff in it. It's like unreal. Look, now this is the sign of fire. Yeah, this is what I mean. They've got these signs here. They do one with the back of the hand, right? Yeah, they lean to the left, and that means a sign of a ghast and things like that. Yeah. So we're getting into this sort of signs now. But watch them, you'll see it. Do it yourself. You'll get the replies. Raise the right hand open to the left cheek. Yeah. The palm outwards at the same time, grasping the elbow with the left hand. Yeah. But like I said, the other one is just pure, just put it, you know, to your left hand to your right cheek and then lean to the right as a sign of a ghast. I think it's the right one, or was it the left cheek? I can't remember, I get muddled up. Anyway, give the master's grip. One says, can you go further? Right? Can you go further? And the answer, right, which is this, obviously, the second token, right? The other slips his hand along the other's forearm to the elbow. Each then places the left hand on the other's right shoulder and balance side. The legs crossed from the right. See, look, see how they crossed it and they balance. But this is what I'm saying. They do all of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, give a master's writ one, say, can you go further? Do you know what I mean? And then it's the second token. But anyway, we'll go more on this. Right, the second covered word, right, is, oh, here we go, look, Makobim, interpreted, that's he is dead. Oh, that's what they must say about me when they look at me. He's dead, man. We've talked about killing him enough times. The second password is El Halalan. Oh, fucking hell, that was good. I thought I was going to mess that one up. Again, look, the sign of admiration, look, raise both hands open to the heavens, the head inclined, the eyes directed upwards. Afterwards, place the first two fingers of the right hand to the lips. Again, another sign of shh. Again, you do this, but remember, you've got to do the eyes and all that. If you get it wrong, you're going to get nowhere. Seize each other's right hand, grasp each other, right shoulder to the left hand, and then pass left hands behind each other's back, as if to bring one another closer for a kiss. That's the third token. The words, look, Adoni. Third password is Bimaka. Bamalep. Interpreted, it means thank God we have found. You see? Again, I ain't going to go all day with this lot. I'll tell you, so much vast, but I've got now on 56. I'm going to stop there. Oh, mate, I'll cut it there. That'll do, because if not, I ain't going to upload. Do you know what I mean? And that'll have problems for everyone, and they won't be able to see the video. I'll go, oh, you've done too long. You know what I mean? But there's so much more. Look at this. Look, watch for the point in person on telly. Look, you'll always see that on telly. There's your thingy. Look, I meant to get into that. Look, cross the arms and the breast with the hands extending, the eyes raised to the heavens, right? And that's the daggers. Do you know what I mean? Oh, mate, I'll do this next time. I'll leave them marked and then I'll show you. But that's what's got to come, yeah? I'll show you what's got to come, and I'll do a part 2. You know what I mean? And I'm going to turn it off here, because if not, and I've got all this in here like bookmarks, so you're well in for more. Have a great day, my profane friends. I love you all.